Good morning. I have a couple of ideas for a couple of videos I want to do today, but this one just came up right now, and I figured let me record the bridge and see the big ship. Well, it's not a big one, but it's big enough going under the bridge. So one of the things that I wanted to ask was, like, have you ever thought about like asking somebody for something and you're worried or you're nervous, or you think you know the answer already that they're going to give you, so you don't wind up asking it anyway? Because if it's something too big, something too great, you're thinking to yourself, they're going to say no and deny me, or whatever the case may be. So I want to encourage you to never take that mindset, because you never know what somebody might say to you, what the answer might be. And I'm going to give you a quick story on myself, on something that happened to me years ago, and then I'll touch on something else after that. So years ago, my wife and I were celebrating our anniversary. Well, our anniversary was coming up, and it was our 25-year anniversary. Yes, I've been married a long time. So it was our 25-year anniversary. And we like Key West, Florida. We love Key West, Florida. And, we love it now. We never had been to Key West until our 25th anniversary. And it's funny because I have family all over Florida. And I'm in Florida 2-3 times a year, and I had never gone to Key West. So anyway, I was looking at a resort. I asked my niece, who goes to Key West a lot, and she gave me this resort name. I won't mention the resort, but it was one of the most expensive resort on Key West. And so I was looking at it, and it was absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Fell in love with it. I was looking at the suites, I was looking at the rooms, and it was so, but then when I started looking at the pricing, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to afford this. I mean, the really, really, really nice rooms were like hundreds and hundreds, close to $1,000 a night. And so I said, okay, it's really nice, it's a really beautiful resort, so I'm gonna book it. The junior suites were the cheaper ones, and they were probably like $400 a night. So I said, I'll have to go cheap, but it's not about the room, it's about the time that we're gonna have there. We're gonna have a nice time as a company. So I said to myself, you know what, being a manager, because I managed for 37 years, not a hotel industry, but I managed for 37 years. And being a manager, I said, let me shoot an email to the manager. So my emails, I told the manager, I basically said, my wife and I are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary, and we fell in love with your hotel. And as I looked, I decided this is where I have to stay. But unfortunately, when I saw the prices, I can't afford, your nicer rooms. So I booked the junior suites. And I was wondering if there's anything that you can do to, like, maybe get us a better price or a discount, on some of the other rooms. If not, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have a great time in your resort, just based on what we see, the pictures online and all the reviews. But if there's anything that you can do, I would truly appreciate it. So I shot out the email thinking I'm never gonna hear from this guy. I get an email response, and the manager says, Mr. Baez, I have put in a request, a note on your reservation for my staff, and they'll do whatever they can to, give you some kind of comp or some kind of upgrade. Fast forward to when we go on our trip. We go, and I get there, and as soon as I go to the front desk, the young lady at the front desk says to me, oh, Mr. Baez, we've been waiting for you. It's so nice to have you here, that you chose to stay at our resort. And the bellhop comes over, and he grabs our suitcases, our luggage, and he's walking us, and they say, oh, we have your room ready. They took us to the honeymoon suite, the one room that was all the way on the top floor, and it faced where the sun sets, and we had so many beautiful sunsets, because the room was huge. We walk into the room, there was champagne and flowers and chocolate on the table, and the bed was huge, and it had flowers all over the place, and it had a huge jacuzzi, a big shower. This room was gorgeous. This was the most expensive room that they have. and they gave it to me for the price of the junior suite, which is probably, 1/10 of the price of this one room. And I was like, wow, I was like really shocked. So my wife asked me, well, how did you do this? How did you afford this? So I told her the story. I said, I sent an email out, and I didn't say anything to my wife prior because I know her mindset. She would have said, oh, don't bother with it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I did it anyway. And I told her what I did. I said, I sent the email, and they comped us and they upgraded us. And I was pleasantly surprised. We had such a beautiful time. So anyway, and this is years ago. So the other thing that I want to share with you guys is to never take that mindset that never ask. And I always tell my children, it doesn't hurt to ask. The worst thing that a person could tell you is no. I mean, if you want to ask a young lady out on a date, or if you want to ask somebody to marry you, or if you want to apply for a job, or whatever the case may be, whatever you're seeking or you want, just ask. The worst that the person can say to you is no. You're no better off, or you're no better or no worse off, as the saying goes. So just go and ask, and don't be shy. And as I worked as a manager for 37 years, a lot of times my employees would come up to me and they would ask for whatever they wanted, time off, a raise, whatever it was that they wanted. And most of the time I was able to give it to them. And some of them would say, oh, I never asked, or I was worried about asking because I thought you were going to say no. And I said, listen, it doesn't hurt to ask. If I say no, I'll give you a reason why it's no. So I encourage you, if you're thinking about doing something, going on a, whatever it is, an endeavor to, find a relationship, to find a person that you're looking for, to start a relationship with the Lord, whatever it may be. And the Lord would never say no, but whatever it may be, just go and ask. Seek it. The worst thing a person could say to you is no, and you're in the same boat that you are right now. So I pray this encourages you and, makes you bold to step out and just ask. God bless you, my friends.